Well, I'm telling you, it just doesn't get any better than this. Shopping and food, hello. Hey, if you want to give your mom an early Mother's Day gift, how about the gift of a culinary adventure? We're talking about the Arizona Festival at Cityscape. Chef James Porter, he's going to be there of Petite Maison, but here this morning with us, showing us how to make a soup, which we don't normally think about here in the summertime.
Vichyssoise.
A vichyssoise.
Classic French soup. It's chilled. So as the temperature starts to rise here in the next couple of weeks,
Yes.
we got to start thinking about how to cook some meals that are a little bit on the cool side, so that we're not eating all this real hot stuff over the summer.
Yeah, or
So-
heating up the kitchen on top of it,
or
right?
heating up the kitchen.
So what do you have going in here?
So we've got a little bit of onions that we're slightly browning, and we're going to add a little bit of leeks. Now the beautiful thing about vichyssoise is that it starts off as a hot soup, and then we're going to chill it down in the refrigerator as we move on and finish it. But you can top it with a gazillion items.
But why? It looks like you already did something to those leeks.
Well, we blanched them very quickly, just
Okay.
for the, for TV.
Just to soften them
Just
up?
makes it a little bit easier so that we can explain it and move along in the process.
Would you normally blanch them?
Nope, you
Oh.
can start them off raw, and you're just going to sweat them down and saute them
So
a
you
little
could
bit.
blanch them and sweat them in here.
That is
You're just
correct.
time. Okay.
Just time, just
Okay,
make
I
it
was
a lot easier.
I am paying close attention. Can you tell? Because
Very simple. So we're going to let that go, and we're going to soften them up. As it starts to soften, which we are moving along, we've got some chicken stock. Now, the best thing to do for chicken stock at home, go to the grocery store, buy that low sodium chicken stock that comes in a little carton.
Yes.
They've got the natural, the organic.
buy it all the time.
It is amazing. It's the best product in the world.
Perfect.
And you want to use chicken stock. So we're going to add a little bit of chicken stock in here.
Okay, you got a couple cups in there. By the way, we do have the recipe on the website as well, so you don't have to write everything down.
We're going to let that start to form,
Okay.
and we're going to kind of bring that up to a simmer. As that comes up to a simmer, I think one of the key ingredients in this is fresh bay leaf.
Really?
Now, you can buy bay leaf in the grocery store dried, but you can also buy fresh
Oh.
bay leaf
This is
fresh,
Ooh.
and it adds a big difference, and you don't have to add so much in here.
And you just kind of scrunched it up to make
Kind of
the
break it up a little
flavors.
bit, and the oils come out. Really, really simple. We're going to let that go. We're going to also add in a little bit of fresh chopped thyme that
Okay.
we've chopped up. We're going to add that in there, and this is going to come to a boil. As it heats up, we've got some potatoes, and we've taken the potatoes, and we use Yukon Gold potatoes, but you could use other potatoes if you choose.
Okay.
And we've blanched those. We've peeled them. We've gotten all the skins off of them, so they're essentially kind of like mashed potatoes at this point. And we're going to add those in real gently here, and we're just going to let this cook.
Okay.
This is going to heat up, and then we're going to puree it, and then we're going to chill it down and serve it.
Now, you can eat it either way, though, can't you?
You could, quite
Okay.
honestly, you could have this hot, but it's fun to do these savory, kind of obscure soups on the cold side during the summer, and you could top it with all sorts of fun stuff.
Do you think that once you've chilled the soup, do you think when it sits in the refrigerator for a while, it gives it a completely different flavor than serving it hot?
Anything that you make and you have some time for the flavors to kind of marry together and kind of come together, you're going to definitely end up with a better product.
Excellent. Tell me what you're doing at the event. The event is coming up on Sunday. You're going to be there. You buy tickets to get in. They have a VIP and a general admission, but you're one of the many restaurants that are going to be
Yep.
featured there. And tell me what you're going to be serving up.
We're actually going to be doing a culinary demo on stage, on the Wolf stage.
Okay.
And we're going to do truffle chicken liver pate with pickled radishes. And we're actually going to be serving that out of our booth. It's an amazing event. Check Please Arizona. If you haven't seen the show, it's really, really cool. They've got a couple different packages. You can get the VIP package, which includes free valet parking. You get in a little bit earlier than the rest of the crowd, so it's kind of a little upscale. It's a little notch above what everybody else might be doing.
Nice, nice. Okay, and of course we do have all of the event information on our website. So how's our vichyssoise?
Moving along, and here's what I like to do. So we're about ready to blend it. A lot of times you could use one of those big blenders at home,
Right.
but it seems like really clunky and it seems like a lot of stuff. Buy you one of these little mini blenders,
Plus, you can do this right in the pan.
and you don't have to
to get
dirty
it.
something else. So, I mean, it makes it good. You want to be very careful, and you want to blend this up. And it takes a little bit longer than if you were doing it in a bigger blender, but it's one less thing to clean, and we all hate cleaning.
You bet, you bet.
So we're going to puree this up. Now, you do want to take out the bay leaf eventually.
I always remember my mom, she cooks her spaghetti sauce with bay leaves.
I always say
I
that
grew up as a kid, you know, looking for the bay leaf in the
I
spaghetti.
purposely leave the bay leaf in items sometimes, just so people at the table pull it out and go, "Oh yeah, this is actually homemade."
Yeah.
So they actually, they you know, they believe you.
All right, we're almost out of time, so I want to finish this recipe because what is this over here? I see something left.
That's a little bit of cream that we're gonna finish it with.
Okay.
So we're gonna puree this, and and I always like to just add the cream in the very end, just to give it, you know, kind of soften it up a little bit, and then we're gonna serve it in a nice little bowl over here. Really simple.
Now adding that cream later, you're not at a rapid boil, and I don't know if it's just because of time purposes, or you don't want to go at a rapid
I don't
boil.
want to rapid boil it. I
Right.
don't want to cook it really. I just want to add it in there. It gives it a nice velvety texture. It adds in with the potato because the potatoes have a little creaminess as well. So
Excellent.
we'll add that, and then we'll add it to the soup, and we'll go from there.
All right, well, soup's on.
Soup's on, ready?
Soup's on, yeah. So let's ladle this up right here. And of course, like I said, the vichyssoise, which is in real language potato leek soup, right?
Potato leek soup. And again, there's variations of it. You can really puree it, or you can. I kind of like to leave it a little bit on the chunky side because then it just adds texture to it. And for cold soup, it's nice to have a little texture.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much.
look,
Chef
simple.
James Porter, Petite Maison, part of the event. And Susan, I will save a spoon for you. Actually, we want this cold, so how about if I pop it in the refrigerator?
Hey.
Save it for you for later.
That works for me. Hot, cold, it doesn't really matter.
And we are back in the Stone Creek Kitchen, giving you a taste of a big culinary event going on this weekend. It's the Arizona Festival at Cityscape, and this is Chef Arthur Kraft of Four Peaks Brewing, and welcome to Sonoran Living Live.
Thank you for having us.
Well, we thank you for being here because what you brought sure smells good.
Excellent.
So you're going to be at the event this Sunday.
Yes, the Check Please Festival.
Excellent. Now, but Four Peaks is really all about beer because, well, not all about beer.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, Chef, because I know you work really hard at it, but that's kind of what you're known for, as being a brewery.
Yes, we're an award-winning brewery as well as we have our restaurant there.
Awesome. And how many locations do you have?
Oh, we have 3 locations,
Okay.
2 that have breweries in them and then 1 restaurant and bar in North Scottsdale.
Also, so if you want a nice locally brewed cold beer, go to Four Peaks,
Come
right?
see us, exactly.
Okay. Now, at the festival this Sunday,
Yes.
which we're going to learn more about in just a little bit, you guys are serving up, I'm assuming, some cold beer.
Yes, absolutely. We'll have all of our beers there.
Okay.
And we'll have green chili pork tostadas that's braised in our own stout beer.
Ooh.
And we'll be serving it with a Sunbrew avocado sauce.
Now, here's the interesting part. This is the braised pork
Yes.
part of the addition here.
Yes.
You added a stout beer to that.
When we braised it, yes.
But you also said you added beer to your guacamole?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Why is that?
Well,
you'd
we
think
like
it'd make
to-
it kind of soupy runny, but no?
No, we just like to incorporate the beer into all of our food as much as we can there and kind of tie the whole thing together.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, so we're going to make these little babies right here because this is part of what you can experience at the festival this
Yes, it
weekend.
is.
And Chef's going to let me fry them up.
Yes,
First of
I am.
all, I want to know, where do you find all these different colored corn tortillas?
We get them from a local company here in town called La Canasta.
Okay, and this one has a certain, this is a blue corn?
Yes, made with blue corn, and the other one is a red
Okay.
chili flavored tortilla, and the other
Ooh.
one's white corn.
Okay, all right, so we're going to fry these up. What do you fry yours in?
Just some olive oil.
Really?
Yeah.
And I love to fry tortillas
okay.
at home all the
Uh-huh.
time. So I love how you cut these up specially though, right?
Yeah, we cut them into, so it's kind of like an individual serving. It's easier for the people to eat that way.
You know what I found when I cook these at home is that you gotta, because I hate it when the middle is not
Absolutely,
not cooked
you
all
want
the way.
the whole thing crisp.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful, but then not to burn them either, right?
Exactly. And you
Okay.
did it right by pushing the middle down in there and getting it all cooked.
Yeah, because
so-
they pop up like that,
Yes,
so you got to
yes.
push them down in the
There you
center
go.
so you don't have that mushy center because it just ruins the whole thing, right?
Yes, as soon as you quit seeing bubbles or light bubbles, you know you're pretty good to go.
All right, I like
Can
this.
set it right
All right,
back
set
there.
it over there. Okay, so we're gonna let that oil drain a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. These cook up pretty quickly. I like these. I'm
Yes.
interested to try these flavors here of these corn tortillas. Why do you choose the flavored corn tortillas?
I just think it gives a nicer presentation with the different colors.
Yeah. Okay. I believe you. I'm dying to this braised pork. Oh my gosh, it is crazy. I cannot believe the flavor in that. I didn't really taste the beer, but I'm gonna tell you that whatever you put in here, what else did you put in here? Because the flavors.
We do hatch green
Unbelievable.
chilies from New Mexico, our stout beer, and we'll braise the pork for about 4 hours.
Okay.
Just prior to that, we'll smoke it as well.
All right, so will you go ahead and
Assemble some for us?
assemble one for us there real
Sure.
quick so that we can get the idea. And what I want to make sure of is that everybody knows, we're going to talk more about the festival here. You can use this fork
I was
if you
looking
want
for
to.
this.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Talk more about the festival in a minute, because one of the things that you guys are doing with the foods that you're bringing is you're pairing them with the right beer, because that's
Yes.
important, right?
Yes, that's where the brewmaster comes in, and he helps us pair the different foods with the different beers.
Oh, boy, that's a lot of pork on there, Chef.
Well,
You're
we
gonna
don't
make
want
messy tostadas.
We don't want anyone to go away hungry.
No. Well, I have a feeling nobody will. The festival, with all the restaurants there and all the opportunities to experience the local cuisine and wine and beer, nobody's leaving hungry. Using cabbage instead of lettuce,
A
huh?
little shredded cabbage, yes,
Okay.
and we have some pickled onions that we make in-house.
Ooh.
That go on there, give it a little zing.
And what kind of cheese is that?
That's a queso fresco from Mexico. That's a real nice soft cheese, crumbly cheese.
And then, of course, the guacamole, the beer-based guacamole.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's see how this is going to work here. We have to have Brendan
Get
taste
you a little
test.
sauce on
Let
there.
me be mom.
Get you a little sauce on there
It's
to
hot.
try it with?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. How is it? He's good. All right. Well, Four Peaks Brewery, they're going to be at the festival this weekend. We're going to learn all about that festival coming up in just a moment, including you guys are just real quickly opening up a location in the
At
airport.
the Sky Harbor Airport, Terminal 4. It will be in
right.
July.
Time killer for me at the airport. All right. Thanks very much, Chef.
You're welcome.
Susan. Well, and we're back in the Stone Creek Kitchen learning about craft beer from Andy Ingram, who's the owner and, well, co-owner, I should say, and brewer of Four Peaks Brewing Company. So, Andy, let's talk about, you guys are going to be at the culinary event
Yep.
at Cityscape this Sunday.
Check please, that's what it's called.
That's right. So one of the things that you had your chef make here earlier was this braised pork. There's a long name for it, but what kind of beer would you pair with something like this?
When you're gonna pair beer with food, you can do a couple things. You can try to enhance the flavors that are in the dish. You can try to contrast the flavors in the dish. And one of the advantages that beer has is that it can also act, in this case, as a fire extinguisher. If you had some of the guacamole, you know, your
Yes.
cameraman did.
Yeah, it's quite spicy.
Yeah, so it can work in a lot of ways. So a dish like that, something that's a little hotter, you'd probably want to go with something a little bit lighter. So I would choose maybe a Sunbrew, which is our Kolsch style beer.
Okay, this one
very
right here.
light.
Okay.
Nice light in body, would go great with that. One advantage that beer has over wine, though, most wines, is that it's carbonated. That carbonation can help lift a lot of the fatty acids off of your tongue and clear your palate again. So, like Chef Porter's Vichyssoise,
Right.
that carbonation can take care of that cream base and really lighten a heavy fatty dish.
Vichyssoise and a cold beer.
Delicious.
So what kind of beer would you pair with that?
I would go with something hoppier, like an 8th Street Ale or possibly our Hop Nut Ale.
Really?
Which is an IPA. With the leeks and the onions, it might be a good companion.
A good combo.
Definitely.
All right, so at the event, that's one of the things you're doing, is you're showing people how to enjoy their food and enjoy a craft beer at the same time by the pairing. You doing any seminars?
I'm doing one at 1 o'clock, yeah.
Okay.
There's going to be several stages there. There's going to be 2 exhibition stages, cooking stages, and then there'll be a craft beer and wine stage, and I'll be on that one at 1 o'clock.
Okay, excellent. And I know that we have all of the information about the event. There's general admission and there's VIP, so.
Yeah, I think it's $60 for general. I think VIP was $100. You might want to check the website for that.
Yeah,
but it
absolutely.
goes. I think the VIP starts at 10:30, general's at 11, and it goes till 4.
Okay.
So 5 hours to sample all the food and beer and wine you want.
All right.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. We got all day. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us on our Friday edition. You all go out and make it a great weekend. We'll see you back here bright and early Monday morning at 9.